How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Paper Planet. We are going to do the plane planet this time. Fly around space in a plane instead of a turret on the surface level. So you're now disconnected from that. I'm gonna push him a little more teal than blue. I just think it'll be fun. Sure, there's a seed if people want to try it out for themselves. That's readily, immediately available in the game. So this one is quite a bit different because you suddenly are just fully autonomously floating around here. I don't even think you teleport. The space bar does that little clap. I think, oh, maybe it's a speed boost actually if you're moving. Yeah, it's like a dash. It's a dash move. The little clap animation of it is kind of funny. I'm going to refer to it as a clap. So you have to be a lot more mindful. Flooding the screen with bullets is maybe not the best option. Homing bullets is going to be huge actually. I'm really excited to have gotten that early on. And they are literally magnets, which I just kind of enjoy. So even when you miss, they have quite a lot of pull to them and usually end up flying back around to assist. And so when you're disconnected from the planet like this is actually like a hugely beneficial upgrade to have. Yeah, this I already have the utmost confidence in this run, and really we've only just started. So this is big news for us. We're gonna kill it. Speed up, fire rate up, bullet speed up, health down. Or the speed, which I think will just make me move faster. And I think I want that. The more I'm moving, the more my speed goes up. It caps at 200. The fire rate goes up too, actually. So the more you're moving, the more you get out of that. So I want to make sure I'm staying nimble, staying agile, keep that fire rate up, and it can make sure I always get to where I'm most needed. It's actually kind of fun to just zip around like this. Oh, but now I got to be careful about the red guys, because as they start coming up, I got to make sure I make it to them in time. And as long as I keep my speed up like this, that really shouldn't be a concern. It's when there's lots of yellows on screen that running around like that will become risky. I don't want to worry about invincibility time. Shoot an elegant triple shot. So in the last run I did, I just had a regular triple shot. This one, elegant triple shot. So I think this one will be quite fun to show off. Each little triple peels off in those other directions. It has more of an arc to it rather than just firing in three linear outward shots the way the other type of triple does. But as soon as you add in the magnet, it actually becomes really powerful because things just start hunting down enemies for you. I'm actually seeing the benefits of that quite immediately. I was a little bit scared to start building up that speed. Oh, it's pretty easy to lose. Actually, you can... you don't lose it all at once. So if you take your finger off for a second, you can get it back fairly quickly. So that's actually quite nice to have. I'm just trying to be extra careful with things. Don't lose the speed, but don't leave myself too vulnerable to anything. The way that my side shots spin outward makes them very unlikely to get scooped up by the boss. That's not really working for me. Unless I hug really close around him. Having the detached turret also means his direct beam at the planet there is effectively useless, so you kind of just get away with that one. Curses make you stronger. That's awesome. Curses don't come up that often. Do I really want my speed up? And here's a better question. I get my speed up to 200 and my fire rate up to 6. If I raise my speed, can I raise that above 6? Yes. Yeah, now my speed can go higher and the fire rate also proportionally can go higher. Really thoughtful, intricate synergies with a lot of items in this game, and that's just a prime example of that, where now if you really wanted, And if the options were available, that's also important. It's actually, the speed is already bordering on a hindrance when it comes time to blocking the red bullets. I just kind of zip past them. But if the opportunities present themselves, you could just buy speed upgrade, and you'll get fire rate upgrades along with that. Defense at a distance, so I'm guessing it'll just be a bigger shield. The spinny bullets will be fun. Beyblades, something I grew up with. Obviously, it's a little bit different than that, but the reference still holds true. I'm a fan of that. So they're spinning all over the place, and they're magnetic. Nice. You just try. You just try and stay away from that. You can't. They got your number each and every time. This is a little bit what I was worried about with this this build. Is it's really hard to get in there in time for the red ones when I'm moving this fast, and then I kind of am borderline accidentally tossing myself into the yellow projectiles every time. That was bound to happen. It was a high risk with the build. If more speed upgrades come up, I'm gonna take them, because it's gonna be fun to just fully mess around with that as much as possible. But at the same time, like, I don't want to flirt with that too badly and just create a completely unsustainable, uncontrollable build. Do I not want that? Maybe I do. We'll see what's available at the shop and we'll decide from there. Speed and fire rate and damage up. Well, I'm buying both of them. I'm at full health and everything else is health based, so not even gonna worry about it. Let's put it to the test. Speed maxes now 290 and fire rates up to 8.5. Things are scaling. It's getting good. Getting spicy. And even my base fire rate is better now too, but with the added speed, the base and the max both improved. This is fun. I really like just zipping around here in these circles like this. I'm moving in circles, the bullet's moving in circles. If I just hang out behind you while I'm freely, loosely bouncing around like this, I kind of just get away with it. I almost wonder if, I don't know, maybe that's just part of the randomization and the differences in game modes. Like, currently it makes it seem like you can cheese the boss really, really easily. Maybe I'll run that past the devs, because, like, it's funny, but is it too cheap? Is it too cheap that suddenly, like, most of the different things that this guy does are just negated through that? Maybe. Debatable. We want people to mess around with this game and break builds, you know? Bullet speed and fire rate. I do like the ping pong buddy. He circles the perimeter and bounces your bullets back inwards. I really do like that one. But we're going speed and fire rate here. My speed, bullet speed, fire rate, all of it. I want all of that speed. I got a need for speed, man. Yeah, the fire rate. More, please. Aaron Paul would be so proud of me. Does anyone understand that? Does that reference mean anything to anyone? That's another one, is the flame type attack that enemies can do that circles the planet is suddenly, like, just entirely nothing. I wonder if there's room for things like that to be tweaked so that this... Like, it's a totally different playstyle, so it has its own drawbacks, but it seemingly has quite a few things that are positives. Bullets speed up over time and piercing up. Bullets follow the leader. I actually don't know how that would work with the way my bullets spin off from each other and they're homing and things, but accelerometer, that's another speed-based item. I gotta go with it. Bullets speed up over the time and piercing up. So the individual bullets, I believe the longer they spend traveling, the more their speed goes up. And honestly, they just aren't even on screen that long, so I don't know if they'll gain a lot of opportunity to build that speed. And what was the other half of that one? Piercing up. That, I get a lot more out of that. That is where I actually am more likely to see the benefits of that upgrade. Oh no! I've been so distracted by feeling invulnerable, distracted by my own hubris, that I completely just left my planet unprotected. I apologize to the citizens of Concreteville, whatever's going down there. It just looks like a giant like airway strip, which is quite funny for like a plane planet. But I don't really know what's going on down there in terms of social structure or civilization in general. I assume their life is built around some form of servitude to me, and in exchange I protect them. And I think that's a pretty fair trade, really. I'm being more mindful of where my plane is and how big of risk I'm putting myself at. and so my speed is often dropping off. Here's the answer. If you just hold outwards, then that speed is maintained. And there's only so far you can go. Like, there's a hard limit on the perimeter. But I can maintain the speed by running away from the planet. Speed up, fire rate up, bullet speed up, health down. We need all of that. I need each and every one of those. And raw adamantine, another reference, almost unbreakable. I actually don't entirely know how that one works. I don't know if that gives me some sort of invulnerable something or other on my planet itself. It's something like that, so I'm gonna go with it. Well, I shoot down all these footballs. So far, so good. I feel pretty good about this build, and the more that I build up speed and things, kind of the funnier it gets. But if kind of a silly thing I'm recognizing is that, like, when you hug tight to the planet, like the way you kind of naturally are in the regular planet type, your bullets have a lot more time for their abilities and weird synergies to kick in. Oh, damn it. I think I got hit there by the yellow. Yeah, like the magnets and the bullet speed that builds up the longer that the bullet flies, that sort of stuff, you just have a lot less of that going on when you are hanging out on the perimeter of the map. There's just less opportunity. Like the magnets, I really want those magnets to kick in and do their thing. I gotta remember to keep pushing my speed. I'll just run perimeters around him when it seems like things are getting a little hairy. Yeah, that strategy seems to be working. He seems to know to play it back a step, so I can't really go in behind him the way I could Deimos and Phobos, the paired bosses. So maybe that's all that the balance needs to be, is that when you're playing on the plane planet, those bosses are smart enough to like back off from you a little bit. Because right now, I have to just fight this guy quite normally. And because he's really filling the screen with the yellow dodge style projectiles, I gotta be quite cautious. A little bit cautious. I'm still absolutely rolling this guy, so it's not that big of a challenge. We're doing okay. Bullets stick to enemies. That's funny. Shopkeeper, whatever. Play around with the bullets. They're magnetic and they are piercing and they stick to enemies. There's a lot going on there and I'm not entirely... Yeah, so now the piercing is just kind of... I don't think it even matters. The magnet... They're magnetic to draw to the enemies, and then there's glue to stick them to the enemies. There's a lot going on to add to the weirdness of how the bullets interact with things. And I don't know if that enemy were to like run into another one, if that's when the bullet sticking matters. I have no indication if there's damage being dealt over time or not. This is a different enemy type, isn't it? I don't think we had to fight that last time. If we did, I probably just filled the screen with projectiles to a point that if those were present anywhere, I literally just wasn't seeing them. So, let me... You know, the bullets are almost too fast. I'm gonna not shoot that guy. Yeah, he's flashing red. So the stuck bullets do still do damage. That is part of it. The bullets seem to be moving too fast for the magnet to even matter anymore. Like, they're, oh god, it's right on top of me. I shoot it past it, and it just, like, spins and zooms by to the point that, like, the magnet doesn't even have time to draw anything inward. It's kind of funny that the build reached a point where I kind of overrode some of my earliest power-ups, and I was really treating that magnet as being, like, the hugely important to this, and then whatever 2 upgrades later it stopped mattering because the bullets move too fast. That's absurd, but I love it. I'm into it. That's what this is all about. Maybe on one of my future runs here, I'm gonna have to play around more with the sugars and the spices. Probably mostly the spices. The sugars can be fun because then you can just push things and build things out insanely, but the game already favors that really, really heavily. So I feel like personally, I would get more out of trying to increase the challenge of the game a little bit. But now and again, especially if you like lose a couple runs in a row and you just want to feel good about yourself, then you can go for the sugars. Bullet speed up, piercing up, damage up. Who do you voodoo? Is that Labyrinth? Maybe? Mag, coil, bullet speed, piercing up. Bullet speed, obviously I want that. Even though I don't need it, I don't remotely need it. And the curse wigs me out. I don't think I'm going to do the curse. I'm actually going to heal instead and just keep myself alive. So, bullet speed, crazier than ever. Maximum speed. Oh, see, they can spawn those pods of yellow enemies, and I keep just running into the center of those little swarms. Too much freedom. Feel too invincible flying around here. I deserve it. I deserve to suffer the consequences of that. Got it. Take me back down a notch, you know? I actually don't know what the moment is of how long they have to live or anything before they spawn. Those little yellow swarms. Probably it's consistent, and I'm just killing them too quickly for it to matter. I believe this is Violet, the boss. Ooh. Seemingly it's easier to deal with those bouncing ones when you're a solo flying planet like this. Because normally those, like, you have to see, you can bounce them once, but if you kind of just run outwards into them, yeah, you bounce them and then you hit them a second time, kind of almost just incidentally. Ah, no, I'm too fast. Oh shit, them hitting the planet doesn't actually make them disappear. They still do bounce off the planet. Oh no. Very narrow room for error on that, and kind of absolutely spoiling my fire rate increase. There we go, just bounce myself into the wall enough to make that count. Oh, my piercing damage was going a long way on that one. Helps clean up that nice and quickly. Don't you dare. You're taking all my focus away. I'm trying to blast the boss here. Enough of that. Just let me shoot you with no attempt to defend yourself whatsoever. Although my attached bullets should be doing some form of like passive damage to the boss there, I think. As long as I'm understanding that correctly. Okay, I'm becoming a master. I'm the Tony Hawk of paper planet, flying planet, ship types. I'm not a planet, I'm a ship. But riding the edge of the circle there while avoiding those yellows, it's an art. It's a skill, I tell ya. And one that I have mastered. That I've decided that I've mastered. And I won't hear anything otherwise. Neo CRT, defy the ordinary. So, like Neo, like the Matrix? And speed up, fire rate up, bullet speed up, health down. I'm really risking it with the health there, actually, because suddenly we're in, like, the final zone of the game, which actually there is a final boss planned that we have not seen yet. It's not ready. It probably will be withheld for the full release of the game. I think that's going to be the plan. I'm bouncing off of walls and things. It's not good. Yeah, that was going quite poorly. You actually have to shoot the back end of these guys, and I didn't even really have to think about that last time. It kind of just was happening because there wasn't anywhere on the screen that wasn't being hit at all times. It's actually very, very useful to be able to sneak up behind them like that. Is it sneaky? Is it sneaky when you're flying through the screen at Mach 50? I don't know if you can really qualify that as sneaking anymore. Let's maintain the speed because it's funny. It's so hard to hit. And because it increases the fire rate and everything. So I'm going to try and make full maximum use of that. I think those, like, get in your way down on the planet, like, stop you from moving to there until you've destroyed the thing that is, like, generating them. See, there was the enemy type that splits into 2, and now we have the upgraded version. It splits into 4 of the enemy that splits into 2. So that one can, like, kind of get out of hand a little bit if you're not careful. I don't know. I don't know what that generative thing on the planet surface is. Because seemingly I could run through it. Maybe the rules work a little bit differently when you're using the plane planet. But I'm not entirely certain on that one, actually. How that's normally functions. I don't know the game in and out. I know a fair bit about it, but not being the one in charge of actually writing lines of code or anything like that. Oh, shit. No, thank you. That's terrifying, actually. Oh. I think I died. Oh, no. Yeah, they got me. Those laser beams, man. Oh, dang it. That's the first time in quite a while that I think I've actually genuinely lost a run of this game. Not as accustomed to the plane planet. Totally funny to mess around with. It's ridiculous and just kind of a good time. I loved the way that was building and synergizing and things like that, but yeah, kind of stomped me at the end there, so that's on me. That's my own fault. What was I doing? Next time, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I try a different planet type. Maybe I need to win the plane planet before I move onwards. But if you're curious about some of the other ones, the prairie planet, change size and strength depending on your current health. Take good care of it. So full health, big ass planet, hard to move around, hard to defend, shrink, and it's a very tight little thing you gotta look after. I'm pretty sure it goes big to small. Pyro planet, rotate your planet by moving left and right, and it has a bunch of erupting volcanoes on it. It's very chaotic, it's very fun. And the square planet, teleport to move around each side and get different buffs. This one is so weird and so totally different from the others and how you play it, but that's great. That's what I love about it, is that it's distinct in those ways. So, I'm not sure which one I'll play around with next time. Maybe I just go back and do a classic for a minute or something, or do a boss rush. I don't know. Plenty of options available. I'll decide that later. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to wishlist Paper Planet, link at the top of the description, and I hope to see you again soon.